What's up, guys? It's Colin here at the Up North Outdoors. It's been a little while. Sorry if I'm a little rusty. Today's video we're just gonna make on this gravel road. Just kind of do a little review on this gravel road. I'm just kidding. We're doing a video talking about kind of a funny story that happened on this road with my truck. First, Murray and I have some pretty exciting news. If you guys follow my Instagram, you already know, but if you don't follow the Instagram, then, well, we will tell you. So, Murray and I are officially engaged.
Yes, we are, but I don't have the ring on because it had to get resized.
You guys are interested
We're
in that.
engaged!
But a lot of you guys probably don't give a crap about that, so we're gonna do the truck stuff first. So first off, this is the first time Murray's been in a video with the new 460 Beast. And in case you guys didn't catch the memo in the last video, we still have the Fummins. That was a prank of getting rid of the Fummins. But yeah, Murray, what do you think of the old crew cab long box F350 with the 460?
I like it. It's very loud and okay, you guys need to comment down below if you think he should fix it up and give it to me. Because I've been trying to convince him and he won't.
Ha! Good one.
Really like it. I think it's it's cute. It's a very cute truck and that's why he needs to fix it up and give it to me.
Good one. I really want to show you guys in this video is my exhaust. So that cat on the first video, as you guys could hear, was extremely plugged and made a horrible noise, and the engine was not performing the way it was supposed to be because the exhaust was so plugged. So I kind of just took a sawzall to it. So leave a comment below what you guys think I should do for the exhaust, but I'm gonna fire it up and let you guys give a listen to it because it sounds pretty bad, not gonna lie, but it is ridiculously obnoxiously loud, so I definitely need to do something to it. Really freaking loud right now. Yeah, so let me know what you guys think I should do to the exhaust, because I still want it to be fairly loud, but not this, like, where we have to yell at each other when we're in the cab driving loud, even when we're just cruising, not even revving it. Yeah, so now I want to tell you guys a funny story. So yeah, we basically live so far in the middle of nowhere, I guess I do, that we can literally make this video
On the dirt road.
sitting on the tailgate of my truck on the dirt road on a Saturday night, and we won't have one car driving by. So it's kind of
Maybe
nice.
a couple bikers or runners.
No, they don't come out on the weekends. Okay, mosquitoes are kind of bad. Murray, keep the mosquitoes off me, please. Thanks. So we got this neighbor, right?
Yeah, with chickens.
Yeah, they have chickens too. But we got this neighbor, okay? And this dirt road is, thanks.
Yeah.
This dirt road is technically a 55. So where I live, any unmarked gravel road, the speed limit is 55 miles an hour. You're going by houses, it's courteous to slow down. But it technically is 55 miles an hour is the speed limit on these dirt
I
roads.
normally go like 40, 45.
Yeah, normally, yeah. But like if you wanted to go 55, you could, and it's perfectly legal, and you can't get any trouble for that. So I have this new neighbor that moved in the dirt road, and they have a house that's literally like right smack dab off the dirt road. And they have these chickens too. This is kind of a sad story, but they got these chickens that literally stand in the middle of the dirt road every single day. Like they don't keep them in their yard or fenced up or anything, and they don't have like any property. They have like an acre. Everybody else out here has at
I've
least,
literally stopped in
has
the
at
middle
least,
of the road
yeah.
for the chicken, like for a good like couple minutes, and you have to honk to get them out of the way.
Mm-hmm. And then everyone else out here has at least like 20 acres, if not a couple hundred acres on this dirt road. And then there's these people that decide to move out here and get a half acre, whatever, that's what they want to do. But they have these chickens that are always on the road, so that's one thing. We're always having to slow down and stop for these chickens. And then basically ever since they moved in, there's this lady that lives there. She's probably 30s. And basically ever since she's moved in, whenever I drive by, especially when I drive by in the Fummins, and then this truck when I got it, but when I drive by in the Fummins, and even sometimes I drive by in the 4Runner, I would normally go by, I'd slow down to their house just because it's so close to the road. I'd slow down to like 35. Sometimes if I'm in a rush, I'd go like 40, but normally between 30 and 40-ish is what I go by her house, right? And every single time I drive by and she's outside, she looks at me and she's just, slow down, slow down. And she's like, she starts like yelling, slow down, just pointing her finger down.
Wave her hands and stuff.
And it's like, I look at my speedometer and we're literally going 35 and it's a 55. So we're being nice, slowing down to 35. And she just screams at us and points her finger down and tells us to slow down, slow down, slow down, right? So that night that I ended up cutting the exhaust off on this truck, I drove down to my house. I wanted to show my dad what it sounded like. He's excited. And then I was going to go drive it back to the farm. And when I was on my way driving back to the farm, obviously the truck, yeah, it's really loud. But I was on the way driving it back to the farm, and it wasn't late at night. It was still light out like this. It's like 7:30 at night, so it wasn't like people were sleeping. I wasn't rotting at it at midnight, waking people up. And I was coming up to her house, slowed down to 35 like I normally do. I was going by 35. I had my window down, and I look over, and here's this lady at the end of her driveway, absolutely screaming at the top of her lungs, going like this, telling me to slow the F down and screaming at me, right? So I hit my brakes and I stopped right in front of her driveway. If I was going 55, I wouldn't have been able to stop right in front of her driveway with this big of a truck. But I hit my brakes, stopped right in front of my driveway, and I looked at her and I told her, I am going 35 miles an hour. Like, what am I doing wrong? And she told me that even going by 35 is way too fast, and she told me that my truck is way too loud, which, to be fair, my truck was pretty loud, or is pretty loud. This truck is...
Sorry.
But she told me I was going way too fast, truck is way too loud, and they have chickens, and their chickens, one of them already got hit, which funny thing about that is, oh, there's some deer in the dirt road,
yeah,
right in the middle of the dirt road down there. But the funny thing about the chickens getting hit, my dad was driving by and they saw a fox carrying a chicken that it killed.
And it was one chicken, by the way.
Yeah, carrying a chicken out of their yard, and then it saw my dad's truck and it dropped it on the road, and that's the one that they thought got hit by a car, which it was a fox that was carrying their chicken out. No one even hit it.
And maybe if they had their chickens fenced in.
Yeah, even if someone did hit their chickens when they're in the middle of the road, they're not liable. If anything, if we hit a chicken and it damages our vehicle, or we try to swerve to miss a chicken and it damages us, or someone gets hurt, they are actually liable for having their livestock out on the road. That's their responsibility to keep them off the road. It's not anybody else's responsibility to be having to dodge chickens on a 55-mile-an-hour dirt road. That's nobody's responsibility besides theirs. Which I told her the story about the fox, and then she just flipped out. And then she also told me that it's an ordinance in itself that my truck is too loud, which we live in the middle of the country. We're 25 minutes away from town. There is no noise ordinance out here.
No, and you rarely bring the truck into town as it is.
No, yeah. I don't drive this one in town very much anyway. But she told me that that's a noise ordinance, and that she's going to call, she told me if I don't stop driving by, that she's going to call the cops on me. So I told her, please do call the police for me going 35 in front of your driveway every day. Please call the cops and tell them that. And then I proceeded to go back to the farm. Holy crap, these mosquitoes are getting bad.
They're really bad.
Okay, we're going to move in the truck. Sorry, it's a little dark in here, kind of a mess. I'm helping remove some stuff. But anyway, I told her, please call the cops. Like, seriously. And I figured it was just an empty threat, and she ended up storming off. Instead of having a civil conversation with me, she just continued to scream and ended up storming off. So it's like, okay, whatever. I drove down to the farm. I think I was going through some fluids, and because this was like the second day I got my truck, third day I got my truck, like day after I made that first video on it. Going through some fluids, going through stuff on my truck. I was down there for probably an hour. And keep in mind, I live on the other side of the county line, so I'm like the farthest north you can be just about in the county that I live in. And the town that the sheriff's office is out of is an hour away from where I am. So if someone did call the cops and there wasn't a cop on patrol up here, which there hardly ever is, they're gonna have to drive all the way up from that town. So I was at the farm for about an hour, and then I ended up leaving. I pulled down to the end of the farm driveway, and then I look over. Sure enough, there's a sheriff at the end of my dirt road, pulling out of my dirt road, and then he passes me, and then I pull out and I start turning on the dirt road, and I see him hit his brakes and start turning around. So I'm like, okay, whatever. I just pulled over on the side of the dirt road. I'm like, I'm not gonna try to run from him. I didn't do anything wrong. And he ends up pulling up. He walks up to the truck. As he's walking up to the truck, I said, that lady really called the cops, huh? And he just went like this. He's just like, yep. He's like, that's why I'm here. And he was just, this whole time, this cop was not enthused. Like, he was like, you could tell he felt so bad for me and that he just did not want to be here at all and having to respond to this call at all. Like, they have so much better stuff to do than responding to a call like this. But he ends up walking up, told me the lady called the cops on me because I was going by. And the first thing that he said was, this road is a 55. So he literally told me I did nothing wrong. This road's a 55. And basically that the lady was super heated. And he told me that she was going on about the chickens too, because I was like, oh yeah, and she said something about the chickens. He's like, yeah, she mentioned the chickens. He just kind of shook his head and looked down. And he didn't say one negative thing to me that I did, because I didn't do anything wrong. And I told him straight up before he even asked about the exhaust. I said, the truck's a little loud, I do admit. I just got the truck. I'm going to be taking it to the exhaust shop in a week or two and getting the exhaust done. And he's like, yeah, sure. Like, he just didn't care. Because out here, it doesn't matter. People have loud tractors, four-wheelers, whatever, going down these dirt roads. This truck, yeah, it's loud, but I don't know, you move to a dirt road, you live on a dirt road in the country, it's kind of what you expect, having loud trucks and vehicles and equipment driving by. But yeah, the cop basically was super chill, didn't care, told me I did nothing wrong. Then he asked me for my license just so he could do a background check, because that's kind of just procedure. And I didn't have my wallet on me because the farm is just a mile down the road from my house, so I didn't have my wallet on me. So I was like, oh crap. So I just told him, I'm like, yeah, sorry sir, I don't have my wallet on me. I just live a mile down the road. I was just coming down to our farm. And he's like, oh yeah, that's not a problem. Just what's your name? And I just gave him my name and wrote down my name and my birthday. And then he was just like, she's like, all right, have a good night. Started walking away, and I just like, yeah, sorry sir. And he's like, no, he said, you don't have anything to apologize about. And he's like, have a good night. And he left, and he ended up following me down the dirt road because that's the way to get back to the town he was going anyway. And then he saw I pulled in my house because I'm sure he wanted to know I wasn't lying that I didn't live here, but saw that I pulled in my driveway a mile down the road, and that was that. And I haven't seen the lady standing out once since that happened, so I am guessing that the police probably had a talk with her, explained to her that this road is a 55 and that it's also illegal for her to have her chickens out in the middle of the road.
Yeah, I haven't seen the chickens out for a while either.
Yeah, I haven't actually seen the chickens on the road since that happened, and I haven't heard anything from her or seen her since that happened. So honestly, it was kind of a good thing, because now it seems like I kind of got her off my back. I have the cops on my side, which is cool. This was honestly the coolest cop I ever had. I know there's quite a few people in the area that watch my videos, so if you were the officer that stopped me and you're watching this video, because there's a chance that you are, thank you for being so cool. You're the coolest police officer I've ever talked to before. You're awesome. Thanks for your service. But yeah, that's pretty much what happened when the neighbor called the cops on me. I was not expecting that to happen. I figured normally when people are, I'm gonna call the cops, it's normally just an empty threat, but she was that mad that I was going by 35 in front of her driveway every day that she called the cops on me. And I'm not even kidding. Like, if I was going 55, I'd tell you guys, I wouldn't lie about it, but I was literally going 35, and I go 35 80% of the time, and the other 80% of the time, if it's like midnight and I'm driving like our SUV that's quiet, or maybe sometimes I'll go by going 40 45, but I've definitely never sped by their house. I've only sped on this road a couple times. That's kind of like the spot where there's no houses. I've gone kind of fast before, but that's where there's no houses, not bother anybody, whatever. But I didn't say that. But yeah, so that's what happened. I just figured I would tell you guys the story because it was, I don't know, it was pretty funny. At least I got a kick out of it. Maybe I was just boring you guys horribly, but I got a kick out of it. I figured it was worth telling you guys and sharing it. And I really wanted to tell you guys about, you know.
As soon as I get the ring back, don't worry, I'll flaunt it all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, and I also wanted to show you guys the super loud exhaust and do a little update on the Ford. And I just haven't been able to do a video in a while. I know I've said that almost every video, but I've just, college started now, and I've still been going through a lot with everything that's been happening, and it's just been so much stuff on my plate, and I've been so busy. So.
And we have to plan a wedding on top of everything else.
Yeah. But
which we have a lot done for that. So
yeah, and Brandon and I are also looking into getting another business. We're looking into getting.
Don't tell him yet.
What?
Don't tell him yet.
Why?
Because it could be like a big surprise.
Oh, okay. Never
That's
mind.
the video.
I won't tell you yet. It's gonna be a big surprise for another video. Yeah, guys, I just wanted to share that with you and tell you guys about that cool story. But I'll have some cooler videos coming out soon. This weekend, I'm going to film another video or two. And then next week, I'll probably film another video as well. I'm gonna try to start filming a video or two every weekend or when I get free time during the week and start doing a lot more work on this truck. Get the old Fummins fired up again, do some stuff on that, and probably do some sherping. It's getting to be sherping season here pretty soon once ice starts getting on the lakes. But there'll be a lot more content coming soon. I know this wasn't that much. This has been an exciting video, but I hope you guys enjoyed hearing my kind of funny story.
Like and subscribe.
And if you are subscribed already, thank you very much for watching my videos, and supporting me, and soon to be supporting Murray as well by watching my videos.
Spank you. Spank you.
Don't say that, and stop touching me.